But you know what? This story that I'm about to start with started a warm memory, a beautiful warm memory. In fact, have a look at this, because this is my next guest. Have a look.
FreshPaper was inspired by a home remedy that my grandmother in India once gave me to drink. They're little pieces of paper that have this delicious maple scent that's naturally occurring from the spices that are infused in. I had this idea to try to apply them in keeping food fresh. But as a kid, I didn't have a lot of applications I could look into. And it wasn't until I went to my local farmer's market, just standing on the street and handing out sheets. And all of a sudden, we started to hear things like, it's making it possible for me to afford feeding my family fresh, healthy food. And that's when I realized that we might actually be able to bring it to people all over the world. I really try to share my story and to share the struggles that I've had, because I hope that if I can inspire even one other girl or woman to just think a little bit further with their ideas, to dream just a little bit bigger.
What an amazing, heartwarming story, because that memory, that beautiful moment, I should say, with a grandmother and a granddaughter over a herbal cup of tea has now come in to this item. Now, that same granddaughter, get ready for this, has been recognised in the New York Times, Washington Post, Forbes magazine, Real Simple. In 2016, get ready for this, she was recognised as the top 5 innovative woman in food by Time magazine. And you ready for this? When she was at that farmer's market, she received a phone call. That phone call was to tell her that she'd just received the Index Design Award. Previous recipients, Apple and Tesla. This is, since we've had it, we've only had it here since October 2016. 1 million sheets have already sold. This is going to prolong the freshness of not only your produce, but also your bread. At this point in time, we have exclusively the bread here at HSN, but this pack is phenomenal. You're getting a pack of 3 of each. In each pack, you'll get 8 sheets. Each sheet will last a month, whether you put in a container, whether you put in your crisper, but this is infused with natural, organic herbs and spices to prolong the life. Now, I want to go ahead and introduce that beautiful granddaughter who's here right now. Her name is Kavita Shukla. Hi, welcome.
Jeff. I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What an amazing amount of accolades you've received.
Oh, well, thank you. It's been amazing to be on HSN, and I'm just so excited to share FreshPaper with everyone. So, this is it.
This is it.
This is the tiny, powerful little sheet. And so this is infused with organic spices, and you can literally just put it right into a container of lettuce. You could actually put it right underneath a carton of strawberries. You could put it right underneath your fruit bowl, and that's all you have to do to keep your food fresh for longer. You can see here, you can put it right into the original store packaging. And ooh, this is my favorite. You can cut it up into like tiny...
So you can actually break it down into smaller pieces. Cut,
so one sheet goes a long way.
Because I was going to say, that's one thing we spoke about earlier is herbs, right? Or herbs, as you guys call them over here, herbs, right? And they seem to go off so quickly.
Seriously, and you can't use this many when you're cooking once, right? That's impossible. And so you really need to be able to keep them fresh for longer. Otherwise, you're losing money. Waste is so frustrating. But you just put this tiny little sheet in. And I love that you can cut it down however you want. That makes a huge difference in how long you can really...
Now, just so it's really clear, you're getting 3 packs. They're resealable packs in those. Those packs will last about 2 years shelf life. But each sheet, when you pop it in the produce, whether it's in a basket, whether it's in your crisper drawer in the fridge, will last up to a month. And you're getting 24 of those. So I did the sums for you, because we had to do the sums. It works out to be 83 cents a sheet, and each sheet will last a month. And, I mean, whether it's leafy greens, whether it's apples, whether it's oranges, and remember, we've also got the bread, and that's exclusive to us for about another month. Is that right?
Yeah, and the bread is awesome. Like here, you just drop it right into the bread box.
Just like that.
That's it. In a cookie jar, especially when you bake something fresh, it's so frustrating when it doesn't taste fresh after just a couple days, because you're not using all those preservatives when you're cooking for your family. And so it's really nice. You just drop a sheet in. Or if you're bringing bread home from the store, I love this. You just grab it.
Seriously, you can just put it straight in there.
That's it.
You know, one of the things I said to Kavita, I said, one of the things, you know, we don't always want to get, you know, more stuff, right? We've already got our containers, we already have our place where we put things, we have our basket and so forth. This is a sheet of paper. But a magical sheet of paper that is going to prolong the freshness of your fruit, your vegetables, your produce, your breads, your cookies, all those beautiful buns and things that you buy. And all you have to do is just pop a sheet in there and it'll last up to a month. Now, here's the deal. One flex pay of less than $10. Remember, since October 2016, we've just hit 1 million units sold. 1 million sheets have sold. And people thought, I understand. You're saying, surely not. Surely this little piece of magic can't do what it says it does. Well, I can tell you right now, Forbes magazine, New York Post, New York Times, Washington Post, Time Magazine, top 5 innovative women in food for 2016. This lady beside me. And the cool thing is, as I start off, is that gorgeous moment with you and your grandmother over a herbal cup of tea.
That was amazing. And I can't wait to go over to the fridge. I'll tell you more about that. Yeah. So this is my favorite to show because this, I think, is where, you know, when I was at the farmer's market, people call this like a dryer sheet for produce. You know why? Because you just take a sheet, you drop it in your crisper drawer, and that's it. You're keeping everything in your crisper drawer fresh for longer. Can you believe that? So you just take it again, you drop it in.
That's it.
That's why folks call it like a dryer sheet for produce, because you don't have to wrap things individually. You can see here in the fridge, we've got our own containers, we've got the store packaging. Whatever it is that you already have, you just add a little sheet in. You can cut it down to whatever size you want. Right in the store packaging, you see with these really fresh peppers.
Kavita, does it matter where I put it? Like, for example, on the crisper drawer, does it have to be on top, underneath? Where's its best place?
Great question. Anywhere.
Anywhere.
So you literally drop it in
that
anywhere.
Size, with all of that food, I need just one sheet.
That's exactly right. And what you can see in our fridge is like, it's not full of a lot of different containers and clutter, because you don't really need all these containers. You don't have to waste money on buying all kinds of new plastic containers and things like that. This is a sheet infused with organic spices. There's no plastic here. It's perfectly safe to have in with your food. It's a plant-based, organic, spice-based technology, and it's really so simple, but it makes it possible for you to do what you already do, to use your own containers, to use the store packaging, whatever it is that you want to use.
That's actually a really good point. I mean, you're not having to add anything here, okay? You're not your existing containers that you now presently store your fruit, your vegetables, your produce, your breads, your cakes, your cookies, all that sort of thing. You just taking a sheet of paper. Just putting in there. But remember, it is a magical, magical sheet of paper. You will understand when you get this at home and start using this and see how phenomenal it is. Over 1 million units sold here at HSN. $9.98. $9.98. You got our 30-day money-back guarantee. So just so I'm going to be over here. Let me just show you. So you're getting 3 packs of 8. Obviously, these are the sheets, okay? These ones here, you'll notice with the pattern, that's with the bread. Then you have the clear ones that are for the produce. $19.95, $19.95. Do the flex pay of less than $10. We're going to send it out to you. You have our 30-day money-back unconditional guarantee. But you have got now an item that is selling. Get this. I love this part of the story. The fact that Kavita was at a farmer's market selling this, where she got the phone call to say, oh, by the way, you've just received the Index Design Award. Previous winners of this award, Apple and Tesla. I mean, to think that now, sadly, your grandmother's no longer with us.
Yeah, well, she's part of this.
But I was going to say, every single time this is shown, I love that, the fact that that wonderful moment, that warm moment between you and your grandmother, having a herbal cup of tea, has grown to this.
And I think, you know, part of the reason FreshPaper is so simple and is this really organic and very simple but very powerful technology, I think, is because it started as my middle school science project. So
is that right?
Yeah, so it was inspired by my grandmother's home remedy that she gave me in India, but then it really was my middle school science project. I was experimenting with the different spices and herbs, and eventually I infused those into the FreshPaper, and that is what is really so powerful in keeping our food fresh. And I think that's why it's really taken off. I've been so amazed by the response, because it's so simple. You're just putting a sheet in your clamshell.
In this case, you've actually just popped it underneath the container. You can just put those right on top, and that's it. It's really that simple. It's completely safe, and I'm really grateful to how we've had this response, because you're right, I was making these by hand in my kitchen. Really?
And then bring them to the farmer's market. People would say, oh, you know, I just put it in my fruit bowl, I put it in my crisper drawer, I just put it in a bag of produce that I brought home from the store or the farmer's market, and things were lasting so much longer.
In fact, you know, we often say here, you'll hear the host say, we're shopping with you, meaning we do our own shopping. You know, during the break we'll be chatting. Kelly Diedring was in the green room when we were having our chat. We've got 10 minutes remaining on the clock on this offer. It is going to be phenomenal. Is today your shopping day? Now, this will be the last day that you're going to be throwing out wasted food, literally, because you're going to have this product. But Kelly Diedring was saying that she actually has a 3-tiered produce bucket, or for fruit and veg, or I should say for apples and oranges and things like that. And she has one in each of the tiers. And I mean, to prolong, as you say, each of them will last up to a month. Each sheet will last up to a month.
So you can smell it has this like delicious maple scent, and that's how you know it's active. Yeah, and so in a month that scent fades, and then you just compost it, recycle it, and that's it.
You know, my brother back home in Australia had a dried herb business for many years, and so I did some research. So there's 7,000 years of history of spices and herbs.
It's
And of course,
so true,
India is the
yeah.
largest producer. These are all made, by the way, all made here in the US. But I mean, there's something in that. I mean, for those of us who have historical backgrounds and love the history of things, I mean, to think about that history and the legend continues to this very day in something so simple.
That was crucial to me. You know, it's made with organic spices. It's made in the U.S. And I really was drawing upon this inspiration from my grandmother. But then I wanted to create a technology that could help us reduce food waste. That could really help us think about, okay, how can we save some money, be able to eat what we buy, be able to eat less processed food, healthier food.
The other thing is that buying bulk, I know for a fact that when you know, in this day and age,
Absolutely.
it's like BOGOs, right? I mean, you think, but I don't have any way to store them. How am I going to make sure that that first apple's as fresh as the last apple? How am I going to make sure that that first bowl of cereal is going to be as good as the last bowl of cereal? This is the answer.
Absolutely. And when you buy at the big box stores, you can actually save quite a bit of money. You can buy really fresh produce. You can get it in bulk. But then who can actually eat all that lettuce before the big clamshell goes to waste? And so with this, you just add the little sheet in. You can cut it down to size. And that's it. You're able to have fresher produce for a lot longer. And I think that's what's so exciting, too.
I shared with you that since October, we have sold over 1 million sheets. Well, guess what? In the few, since yesterday you're here, right? Yeah. Over 6,000 have gone. Over 6,000 have now gone. $19.95. $19.95. Your flex pay is less than $10. You know what? Can I just appeal to all of you? Because you know, I'm a dad, right? I'm a dad. I'm a father. I do the shopping. Okay. I'm known well at my local grocery store. G'day, Phil, if you're watching. I like to save money. I hate waste, right? I hate waste. I like to eat fruit and vegetables. I like breads and things. This, I'm not having to do anything. Just pop it in. I want to show you the fridge again. All I have to do is just pop this in. Let's go over to the fridge because we're showing you these containers. And don't get me wrong, you can leave everything. I'm not going to get out of the shot. Containers, we're in the fridge. There we go. So we're going to go over here.
I love
because
this.
my first question was, where should I be putting the sheet of paper? Kavita, where should we be putting it?
So you just drop a sheet into your crisper drawer anywhere. I think that's why people call it like a dryer sheet for produce, because you can literally just drop a little sheet. I'll do it in slow-mo.
Do it in slow-mo. Yeah, do.
You just drop
Slow it down. There
right
it is.
In. And that's it. You're keeping everything in there fresh for longer. So when you get home from the grocery store, all you do is just unpack your produce and toss a sheet in. You don't have to spend money on more plastic containers. You don't have to go out and repackage everything when you bring it home from the store. The packaging is coming home from the store and is actually perfectly fine if you just add this little sheet in. You
just
can
add it in there.
These beautiful grapes. Just add a little sheet in. Or if you want, cut the sheets down so you can get a lot more out of one sheet. Cut them down to tiny little sizes. As you can see, we have with the blueberries here and the herbs. You can also just unload your produce right into the crisper drawer and drop that little sheet in. And again, each sheet lasts for a month. And remember, in the original packaging, it lasts for years. So you can just stock up because you can just have it on hand. So when you come home and unpack your groceries, you can just toss a sheet in. You can use it in or out of the fridge. And it's not even just about saving money and reducing waste, but you can see, as with all the produce here, things taste much better when they're fresh. So it's really great if you can just, when you're unpacking your groceries, add these sheets in. You're not having to repack. You can see the fridge is pretty empty. We didn't have to add a lot of clutter and a lot of containers. We used some of our own containers, some of the store packaging, because all you really need to do is add this little sheet in wherever you're storing produce, and that is enough. It can be simple.
I mean, everyone's sitting at home. I was exactly the same. I was the same as you at home. I'm looking for the catch. I'm thinking, surely it can't be that easy. You can't be saying just one sheet of paper in that massive crisper. But that's, and not strategically placed. It can be anywhere in there. That will last a month. That will then keep everything that goes in that crisper drawer fresher longer. $9.98. It has taken our kitchen department by storm. It has been huge. It's known as FreshPaper. You might have seen it out there in retail. And by the way, you'll pay $10 for one pack. You're getting three here at HSN. You're getting 3 packs for less than $20. You're doing a flex pay of less than $10. We'll give you a 30-day money-back guarantee for you to put it to the test. So at this point in time, we have the exclusive rights, if you like, to the bread fresh sheets that are there as well. They're the ones with a little bit of pattern on there. So there's the produce, right? So you get a pack of 3. In each pack, you'll get 8 sheets. That's 24 sheets here. That's the produce. 24 sheets here. That's, of course, the breads, cookies, pastries. for the same price, $19.95. So you make your choice between the two. Do a flex pay on both. You can put it this way, you can do a flex pay on both, have them both sent out to you, and put it to the test. You know what you should do? Do your own test, meaning keep something in an existing container, because you don't have to change your containers, right? Split up, say, what we used to call these a punnet. Do you guys punnet of strawberries?
Punnet, clamshell, whatever.
Okay, right. Punnet of strawberries. Now, this is going to be your own personal test, because clearly you've got the 30-day money-back guarantee. Put half the strawberries in your old container without a sheet of paper, and another one, put the sheet of paper, and watch the difference. Because, you know, strawberries especially
and then
can
call in and tell us. I love to hear how people use it. We would love to hear that. We'd love to get your feedback. And do us a favour. I mean, look, in the short amount of time, look how many 5-star reviews are screening across the bottom of the screen here. In fact, I've got a couple of them. Let me read you some that I've brought out here, because this must be so lovely to hear these. My spinach is always going bad. It was the first thing I used these sheets on, and amazingly, they seem to be doing the job. So far, so good. Bananas are staying fresh. Sometimes so simple and reasonably priced turns out to be greatly appreciated. Another one. I've been using FreshPaper for over a year now, and I'm so pleased with how it helps my produce. And these sheets really work. You should try them. My produce and fruit stay fresh longer. I'm amazed and happy. And the last one, used these recently, and it seems to keep the baked goods fresh. How do we get these? It's like our notice board here at HSN. Our community notice board. You go to hsn.com, you can put in your reviews, because I understand. You're looking at this and saying, surely not. Surely not. It can't be as easy as Kavita's showing you. Well, those people have done what you're doing right now, which is getting on the phones and ordering, and then they've come back to our website at hsn.com and put in those 5-star reviews. So they said, you know what? Not only they work amazingly well. That's amazing to hear, and it's just so encouraging and so exciting to see how FreshPaper is really helping people eat more fresh produce. I love the demos. I love the demo. That's it. Demo's done. Another demo. Demo's done. We almost need like a 1, 2, 3. But seriously, because I mean, this is hopefully a common sight. I know it certainly is in our house with my 2 beautiful children, Charlie and Sophia. Good morning if you're watching. It's just going ahead and popping this in the basket, just like that. That's it, and you can use a nice And that's going to look after all the apples, all the grapes, all the bananas, all the mandarins, everything that's in there, taken care of. And you can see, like, we don't have this in some kind of plastic container. We can use a nice fruit bowl. We can have a nice snack out. Just put the sheet on top, on the bottom, wherever you want. And that's it. You're keeping everything in that fruit bowl fresh. And again, you can use it in or out of the fridge, which is really exciting because, again, it's so simple. It's only made with those organic spices. And it's also recyclable and compostable. So when you're done with it after a whole month, just recycle it, compost it. It's made in the U.S., so we're a social enterprise. And really the goal here is to make it easy. What was your grandmother's name? I didn't ask that. What was your grandmother's name? Her name was Swatantra. Swatantra? We'll get a photo. Can we show that picture of it? Because this is beautiful. Look at this. I mean, there she is right there. She's the one who inspired me. If you missed the beginning of the show, Kavita, her grandmother had made you a herbal remedy or a herbal cup of tea, right? She gave me this like murky brown spice tea when I was visiting her in India, and I was skeptical. Sure. But I drank it and I didn't get sick, and that was really what inspired me. So ever since, I've been obsessed with spice. I was 12, so now it became my middle school science project, and then eventually I infused those very spices into FreshPaper, and that's how FreshPaper is keeping produce fresh for longer. Isn't that amazing? Really simple. Isn't that amazing? And if you also missed, you know, it's been featured on Oprah, CNN, it's been in the Washington Post, the New York Times, but more importantly, in 2016, top 5 innovative women in food, and then, of course, the Index Award. Now, I understood that correctly. You were at the actual farmer's market when you got the phone call, right? I could not believe it. To this day, it's hard for me to believe, but it's been such an amazing journey, and I'm just so grateful for all the support that we've had, especially here at HSN. So stay on the phone lines, everybody. Absolute pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure. Absolutely phenomenal. We've got Brett coming up with a little bit of a message for you. Stay on the phone lines. I know it's very, very busy. You'll go to hsn.com to be able to get your orders through. Grab both. Grab one for the bread, one for the produce. You'll love them. Thanks again. See you soon.